Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing good out there today and out here late night again in the tackle room getting ready to do today's video. And just like to welcome everybody back to the channel, all the regulars, anybody out there that's just tuning in for the first time, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you and much appreciated. Just really appreciate everybody supporting the channel, what we're doing here, tuning into the videos, watching them. I'm just very grateful to have you guys on board with me on this. So today I've got a really good tip for you guys. I've been wanting to do it for a while. I'm going to show you guys the knot that I use, what I think is the best knot to use for fluorocarbon line. And actually I'm going to do a two-part deal on this. Tonight I'm going to do, or today or tonight I'm going to do the best knot for fluorocarbon, and then tomorrow I'm going to probably do something on the best knot for braided line and monofilament line. And there's different applications for each knot. And a little bit about knots, man. I have tied every knot that there is out there. I've experimented almost with every knot. I've tried it, tested it, found out what works best for me, what doesn't work best for me. And the ones that I'm going to show you guys here, the one that I'm going to show you today is the one that I've sort of landed on, what I think is the best knot to tie with fluorocarbon fishing line. And like a lot of people, I started out tying the old clinch knot. I mean, that's the easiest knot to tie. It's a weak knot. It's not very good, but beginners can tie it pretty easily. And just, if you're just goofing around, it's okay. And then, like a lot of people, I graduated to the Palomar knot, which is also a really good knot. The Palomar knot's a good knot. And I've tried a lot of different other, trendy knots, that type of stuff. I've learned to tie the FG knot for braid to fluorocarbon, but you guys know me, I don't use braid to fluorocarbon, so I have no need for the FG knot. But the knot that I'm going to show you guys how to tie tonight is the double uni knot, which I think is the best knot to tie. And actually, how I came about this, it was a tournament on Lake Guntersville about 15 years ago. It was a Bassmaster Top 150 tournament. And I was pitching a jig and a lizard into the deeper grass on Guntersville. On the first day of the tournament, I was leading the top 150 there. I had like 22 pounds. And then the second day of the tournament, I had another good bag, was leading the tournament, but I broke off two big ones set in the hook with 15-pound test fluorocarbon on a Palomar knot. So Aaron Martins and I, we were doing a lot of camping together back then. I told Aaron about it, and he goes, man, he goes, you do not ever want to use the Palomar knot with fluorocarbon line if you're setting the hook with it. He goes, it'll break a lot. And he explained to me how the line lays over the hook eye with the Palomar, and it puts a certain amount of friction and pressure on it and will break the line on a hook set, which is true. I've had it happen many times. And so Aaron basically said, you need to be tying the double uni knot, and he showed me how to tie it. So I'm going to show you guys the double uni knot the way that Aaron Martin showed me how to tie it here. And first of all, when you're tying this double uni knot, you've got to have a fairly heavy lure to tie it on. If you're trying to tie a double uni knot just on a straight worm hook, you can't do it. It's too light. You have to take and like hang a jig or something off the end of the worm hook to get extra weight, because you got to have some weight pulling down when you're tying this thing to make it work right. So I'm going to show you guys on the Megabass 2.0 S crank here, 2.0 S crank. So first of all, I've got 20-pound test fluorocarbon line here, Seaguar and VizX. And the first thing you want to do is you just come through the split ring 2 times, just like you would on a Palomar knot. Come through once, then come through back the same way, the opposite direction. And once you do that, you want to give yourself plenty of slack. See, I've got about 8 to 10 inches on both sides, plenty to work with. I've got the main line right here. This is going up to my rod tip, and I've got the loose end right there, and then I've got the doubled end in my hand. The next thing you want to do, which is really critical, is take this end of it and put it in your fingers together where it's like that. So you've got all 4 pieces of the line in one finger. And this is where practice comes in, because this is where you have to get the right amount of line sticking out, and you got to hold it right. This is the thing that Aaron showed me that took me the most practice on it. So what you want to do is, I've got about this much slack, 4 or 5 inches of slack on it, pinched together like that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this around like that. And the amount of wraps, the number of wraps that you use are dependent upon the line size. I've got 20-pound test line here. On 20-pound test, I usually go 4 wraps. On 8-pound test, I may go 5 or 6 or 7 wraps. So the lighter the line, the more wraps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I've got 4 wraps. The next thing you want to do is you want to take this end right here. I'll put it in my fingers like this. And normally I do a lot with my tongue, with my mouth. So I'll hold it like that. And see the little round part that you got at the top there? This goes right through the round part. This little round part here. It just goes right in that hole. So I'm going to put that in. Comes out right here. I'm going to grab it with my mouth. And I'm going to cinch it down. Like that. So when I cinch it down, I'll cinch it with the main line. And then I'll take it and I'll draw it up a little bit tighter with the tag end to get the knot to cinch down right. Sometimes you got to pull 2 or 3 times on it. And you're going to have 3 tag ends when you're done. You're going to have the loose tag end and these 2 right here. So I'll take that and I'll clip these 3 off. And there's my final knot right there. That's the double uni knot on there. That's the strongest knot that you can tie with fluorocarbon line right there. It's a fairly bulky knot, but it's not that bad. But I have never broke this. I've been throwing this knot for 15 years, and I have never broke it one single time on fluorocarbon line. It's just absolutely the best knot that you can tie. And so I'm going to show you how quick you can tie it here once you get used to it. It's just a matter of time. You can go back through the video I just shot with it and go through and see step by step again, but I'll show you how quick you can tie it. This is how I do it in the tournament. So in tournament, I wet it. If I was in a hurry, I'd put it through like that, put it through like that, like that, got it here. Boom, 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 boom. Back through the eye. Tighten it down. Cinch it once, cinch it twice. Got my knot again. So you saw how quick that is once you get used to it. Like that. So anyway, the main thing on this double uni knot is practice. And that's the same with any practice. The more you do it, the more that you get familiar with how to hold the line and everything, the more efficient and quick you're going to be able to do it on the water. And the thing that makes the double uni knot a little bit challenging for a lot of people, it's not necessarily the motions, but it requires you handling the bait, pinching it just right in certain things. So it just takes practice. It took me, after doing this thing for like an hour, I got pretty good at it. So just be patient with it. And spend some time learning how to tie it, because I can promise you this is the knot you want to throw with fluorocarbon line. Aaron Martin's approved. I've fished it for 15 years, never broke it one single time. It's a knot I use all the time on any time I'm using fluorocarbon fishing line, the double uni knot. So give it a try, hope that helps. We'll be back tomorrow or later today, and I'll show you the knot that I tied with braided line and monofilament line, which is the same knot. And hopefully that'll help you guys be a little bit more efficient on the water. So we'll talk to y'all later. See you.